Welcome to Review Nation, and today we are reviewing Marko Heitala's new album, Pyre of the Black Hearts. Now, it's an absolutely fucking crime when there is no album reviews for this album. After listening to Marko's album, I searched YouTube, looked for reactions or reviews, and there was fucking nothing at all about this album, nothing. And I was so surprised. So I said, I gotta come on and do a review for this album. I just have to come on and do a review because this is such an underrated album. No one is talking about it on YouTube. Nothing at all. They're all worrying about fucking Nightwish's new album, which is fantastic, by the way. But if you react to a 15-second clip and not review Marko's album, like, what is the point of that? What is the point of reacting to a 15-second clip, Noise by Nightwish, which I'm pretty fucking excited for the new album, by the way, and then get praises in the comment section, oh, great reaction to a 15-second Nightwish clip. What the fuck? Anyway, Marko has just released an album called Pyre of the Black Heart, and I was very impressed with this album. It just pisses me off that even a 15-second clip by Nightwish can overtake Marko's amazing album. Even though Nightwish are great and everything, I just feel that this album needs more spotlight. So the production on this album is absolutely fantastic. It really is. And I just really love the production. Mixing overall is really good. The balance of the drums are fantastic, along with the Marko's bass. Marko's bass is very prominent throughout this album. Really dirty bass lick throughout Death March of Freedom. A fantastic song overall. Now, what I did notice about this album is that it is fucking dark. It is really dark. It really talks about pathways and mentions a lot about stones, but there are sort of metaphors throughout this album that you just try and figure out as you are listening. I've listened to this album about 6 or 7 times and I really do enjoy it. But of course, as a critic reviewer, I have to give you the positives and the negatives of this album. And there are some slight negatives, but there are also some really powerful positives. So let's kick off with the first song on Pyre of the Black Hearts is Stones. Stones falling from the sky, more stones. I love this song, I really do. I love how melodic it is, but Marko's progressive nature throughout this song that really causes the listener to start to take notice of what this album's going to be about. I just really love that guitar riff throughout Stones. Not to mention Marko's bass is slightly in the mix, but you can really hear it throughout the bridge part. And not to mention the awesome guitar solo throughout this song, throughout the midway. But that chorus, man, that chorus is so damn melodic. One of the best choruses of the album. One thing about this album is that these choruses are quite melodic, quite anthemic, and quite sing-alongable. I don't know what the overall lyrics are talking about. It's all about stones, but stones is a metaphor, isn't it? Maybe stones represents life or something like that. Stones falling from the sky, more stones. Could this represent life itself? I'm not too sure what Marko was going on about with the lyrics, but damn, it's sonically, it is a fucking fantastic song to kick off the album.
Stones, travel in the stars, more stones, pouring down this lifeless stones.
Leads on with Voice of My Father. I really do enjoy this song. Really do. So Voice of My Father is quite a slow build-up song. It becomes quite melodic, especially when you got that really nice guitar lick throughout the chorus. Marko's vocals are just fantastic. I really love the falsetto he's using with his vibrato as well.
The voice of my father, it's the voice I sing with you.
I really love the drums on this song as well. Some really nice tight drum fills. But the song does build up towards the massive climax.
The voice of my father.
To Star, Sand and Shadow. Star, Sand and Shadow is a very interesting song. I feel it's got this 70s vibe. You can tell that Marko was inspired by 70s bands as well. Really proggy moments throughout this song. Marko's vocals are again fantastic. That chorus is so damn melodic, and I really love that chorus. Like, all these choruses are very sing-alongable. But not only that, get an awesome instrumental break, but the drums are very punchy throughout this song as well. Marko's vocals are again distinctive, dynamic, and raw in tone. I really love his vocals throughout this song. We get a really nice bass lick by Marko, but not only that, some really nice guitar work as well. The guitarists on this album should be commended because you get amazing guitar riffs, you get absolutely amazing solos throughout this whole entire album. I just love the overall tone of this song. Voice of the Father was talking about, I don't think he was actually talking about his father in Voice of the Father. I think he was talking about the religion side of things. This song, Star, Sand and Shadow, really talks about someone that is losing a path throughout life, and I really love how upbeat and how happy it feels, but it's also got those really dark lyrics. Marko really experiments throughout Star, Sand and Shadow with synth elements. Throughout the introduction, it really sounds something like out of Stranger Things or something that you watch on Netflix. So I love the experimentation Marko's delivering throughout this album. And Star, Sand and Shadows is one of the first songs that he really experiments. But there are a few songs that are a bit iffy in there for me. But these songs do turn out to be quite good songs. Then we get to our first epic, Dead God's Son. Dead God's Son is a very drawing song and I love it. The lyrics overall are definitely talking about someone that is depressed and is trying to find a way throughout life, again into the lost path, seeing stones. Could stones represent an element of happiness or an element of life itself? So I really love how Marko tries to make you think of what these songs are about. There is really no meaning on what these songs are about. You get some really nice keyboard moments throughout this song. Nice drawing atmosphere as well. And that chorus again is quite melodic. Marko's vocals are again really warm and dynamic in tone. And I love his high tones. And throughout the song, you get an awesome fucking guitar solo. Absolutely melts your heart. So I really do enjoy this song. One of the best songs off the album for sure. Then we get a really long song, a really drawing, ballady song, and this is For You. It really plays with synth elements throughout this song, along with an electronic drum beat. Now, I'm not a fan of electronic drum beat, especially throughout the first half of the song. But you know what, it really builds up and we get real percussion throughout the last part of the song, which is fantastic. The song is around 7 minutes, so it's a very meaty song, but nothing really happens throughout this song, unfortunately. It's one of the weakest songs off the album. Lyric-wise, it's very strong. But definitely talk about an individual that is quite depressed, maybe, in a really dark moment of his life, maybe talking about his lover, and that he's going to do everything for her. And I do really enjoy that side of Marko as well. So there's a lot of emotion conveyed throughout this song. For me, I feel like this is a weaker song. I mean, you could have cut down about 2 or 3 minutes. It would have been a much more enjoyable song. And throughout For You, you get some really interesting synth moments, like alien noises. And you get a really nice guitar solo throughout For You, which is very enjoyable. Apart from the guitar solo, apart from Marko's vocals, the song does lack a little bit. So very similar to For You, I Am The Way is a much better song, it really is. Now in the introduction you get some really nice piano moments and Marko's vocals are again distinctive, rich and warm, but you also get a sort of trap beat, which I was very surprised, which really threw me off the song. But you know what, fuck me, it really builds up and the song just becomes legendary status, and I love this song overall.
Shadows under skies, the truth and lies, houses of high heaven.
I Am The Way, definitely one of the best songs off the album. I absolutely love this song, I really do. And it's just the intense moments throughout the song. I really love the guitar work, the guitar riffs. along with the awesome drum fills you're getting as well. And it's a very enjoyable song. I definitely recommend you, if you don't check out this album, I definitely recommend you check out I Am The Way, because it's one of the masterpieces by Marko. Surprisingly, the trap beat along with the actual song itself does actually fit, and I was very surprised. Of course, you also get real percussion as well, which overall, it really creates the element of surprise. Trap beat definitely makes this song a lot more darker. Now, the last song I mentioned for you had this sort of Pink Floydish vibe I was getting, but this also has a Pink Floydish vibe as well. So maybe Marko was definitely inspired by Pink Floyd by creating songs like this. But these songs are quite slower. We had an energetic start throughout the first half of the album. We've had 2 slower songs. So what will the next song will be? Well, the next song is a fucking great song. It's got those Celtic elements. And I am talking about Runner of the Railways. This is the best song off the album for sure, and I love how experimental it is.
Runner of the railways, runner of the railways, runner of the railways.
Got those really nice Celtic guitar vibes throughout the song. Awesome riffage, amazing vocals. I love that chorus as well, and the ooh 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 fan-fucking-tastic that is. And not to mention, throughout the song you get amazing guitar solos. It is one of the progressive songs as well, even though it's one of the shortest songs off the album, but it's in your face, and this is probably the closest metal song as well on this album. But damn, it's fucking fantastic. Sonically, it's fantastic. It really is. A keyboard solo, a guitar solo, the keyboard absolutely goes crazy. It sounds like something out of Rush or something, or even Dream Theater, and I love it. I love the overall balance of this song as well. It's one of the craziest songs, but damn, it's a lot better than For You, in my opinion, even though it's a shorter song. Then leads on to Death March from Freedom, one of the better songs off the album for sure. Loved Marko's dirty, gritty bass lick throughout the introduction, which is fantastic.
Unleash your arms on me, and I will set them free.
All of a sudden, this song is quite a banger. This album really draws in a lot of energy throughout Runners from a Railway and Death March for Freedom, that's for sure. Again, amazing drum work. I feel that a lot of people wouldn't notice the drum work since it's just in the background, but the drum work on this album is just fantastic. It's really tight and neat time signatures throughout these songs I've mentioned as well. Really good, awesome bass work by Marko. A long, nice piano section that seems to create that atmosphere, and it's just fantastic, really is. Some really nice guitar solos. One of the better songs off the album for sure. Onto I Dream, which is more of a slower song, but it is a crescendo. Get some really nice bass moments by Marko, and some really nice guitar moments, but you also get that those electronic elements come back into play, but they are really good. They play within that atmosphere of the song. Throughout probably 3 minutes into the song, you get our first gritty guitar riff, and from then the song just kicks off in overdrive, and I love it. I love the chord progression throughout the song. Very dark lyrics as well. He's dreaming of maybe a better world, but Marko really uses his vocals to express that emotion. He yells throughout this song. I love the pure emotion he expresses. Leads on to a very folky sort of song called Truth Shall Set You Free. Really love the flutes throughout this song. I think it's flutes, and get some really nice acoustic vibes. Very interesting way to sort of end off the album. I understand what Marko was doing, and I really do appreciate that. But yeah, it's a very interesting way to end off the album, in my opinion. Probably would have put I Am The Way for the last song and put this song right in the middle or something like that. Because I Am The Way is more energetic, more impactful. It's a really slow paced song, but then it really builds up and it just ends and just closes with an epic. It would have been an epic closer. But you know what? This song's good as well. This song's good. Not my favorite song off the album, but I really do love the acoustic vibes you're getting throughout this song. This album's very experimental. There's elements of surprises throughout this album, but there's also a really good atmospheric vibe as well. This is a prog rock, you could say. There are certain progressive elements. The closest metal song would probably be Run of the Railways. If you're expecting something like Nightwish, symphonic, you're going to be disappointed. You are going to be disappointed because Marko is very different as a solo artist. He definitely experiments on electronic elements, experiments on the folky elements, and is more proggy. So I do really enjoy that side of Marko, I really do. So for Marko Heitala's Pyre of the Black Hearts, I'm going to give this a solid 8 out of 10. It was such a very enjoyable album. One of the albums that I would definitely put in my best albums January 2019 video that is coming up. I didn't realize this, but Marko also released a finished version of this album. So after the English version, I listened to the finished version as well. And I gotta say that I am very pleasantly surprised. Some songs, like For You, were very beautiful. I enjoy For You finished version than the actual English version. Vocals have changed from Finnish to English, and that's enjoyable. Very enjoyable album as well. So yeah, I'd probably give that an 8 out of 10 as well. So guys, comment below what you thought about this album review. Comment below what you thought about Marko's album as well. So drop a like, because these videos do take a while to edit. Subscribe if you want, and I will see you in the next one.